The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
This honky tonk man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on,
Always.
wrestling nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. As you guys see, we're doing March Madness for wrestling entrance themes. Now we have 4 different brackets set up. Ryan's doing the 80s and 90s. I'm doing the 2000s. TJ, the other half of J&J Security, is doing the 2010s. And then the one, the only, welcome back, Mike Campigio, doing the 2020s. Mike, how you doing, pal?
Good. How you guys doing?
Not too bad. Not too
Oh,
bad.
we're doing pretty good.
Good, dog.
Excited to see you back, but before we get into the bracket, because the brackets are going to cover our faces, so enjoy our faces now, because they're going to cover them, and you're gonna miss everything. But
Why do we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan down at the bottom?
Well, I
Or
shouldn't be
over
at the
to my
bottom.
right,
I should
or
be.
my right.
Yeah,
To my right, sorry. Why do I have Hacksaw to my right?
you better be in your bracket, dog.
You better be in your bracket.
well, TJ, Ryan, I will send it to you. Run us through some of the current events from this week's WWE.
Well, hey, we got Rhea Ripley for. Oh no, we don't. It's Io Sky versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Oh,
Or
what
is it?
happened?
Hey,
Well,
is it?
well, as of right now,
It's gonna.
as
What
of right
is it?
now,
How about
of right
how
now.
about how about I did it for Bianca.
yeah.
Like father-in-law, like daughter-in-law.
I tell you,
yeah.
I've seen less chaotic segments on Oprah.
Oh my.
I mean,
About
it was so cringe. It kind of, like, I hate to say it, but it was cringy
It
to
worked.
the point where it felt it was real.
it worked.
Dude, Jerry Springer's had like less painful things to watch. Like, just spit it out. I beat her up. She took my
I'm
best
not-
friend. I don't like her.
I'm not not overly invested until SmackDown. Now I'm kind of invested. I don't think Naomi versus Jade at WrestleMania is a WrestleMania worthy match in any way, shape, or form. I just don't. I could see it more of a kickoff show, or give me a battle royal and let Jade win the women's battle royal by eliminating Naomi last. That could
Mhm.
work. So there's
Let them
other
kill
people.
each other on SmackDown.
I just don't think them two, and maybe that's what they'll prove. Maybe they'll prove that Naomi can carry somebody in a match to a point, or lead somebody in a match, because I just don't see it between the two of them. Io winning the world title, yes, it was a shock to everybody, I believe. But
I don't hate it.
we got the best Rhea Ripley promo we've ever gotten after the match. If you haven't seen it, go back. It's a WWE YouTube exclusive or whatever. her message with her interview with Kathy after the match was fantastic. It was a very growing up. It was time for Rhea to grow up kind of promo, and I really liked it. I f- I see a way that she's gonna get back into this match and make it a triple threat. There's also been rumors out there that she might not be able to wrestle at WrestleMania for some unknown reason. Who knows what that could be?
Don't
What
you
that
just
is,
love
if that's
rumors?
even, or that's even a thing, considering we kind of got told in Elimination Chamber, which I've lived by the motto all the time of not everything that the dirt sheets writers write is the truth. Meltzer's been put on blast lately for the reports that he's made that are false.
Mm-hmm.
We have a famous saying here that I stole from Bruce Pritchard. Sorry, Bruce, but if our sentiments are the same, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And that's F Dave Meltzer. I'll keep it PG for that.
Dave Meltzer, go yourself.
So, I mean, Mike, what's your thoughts on this? I know you're not the biggest Rhea Ripley fan.
I honestly was surprised that they had her lose the title. To be honest, I was shocked when I watched it on Raw when we were all watching it. I was pretty shocked that actually happened. But I mean, if they can set this up to be a triple threat now at Mania, that could be a little bit more intriguing to me. You have Rhea, Bianca, and Io. That could be a lot more intriguing than just a one-on-one type of match.
I was really
Yeah,
excited when we found out it was the main event.
And it builds because they were the three pillars of the end of the black and gold NXT thing. Io, Bianca, Rhea. So to have them three basically take the Charlotte, Becky, and unfortunately Ronda positions at this WrestleMania could completely be the main event of night one.
How about your hometown boy? Yeah.
Oh yeah. LA Knight wins back the United States title after Shinsuke had it for publicity purposes.
I don't understand that title reign at all.
It's because Shinsuke went over to Japan and wrestled as the WWE United States champion. That's why he became the US champion.
Do you think they told LA it's okay, you're gonna get this back?
I guarantee it. They have to. I think what the
This is why you
long-term
mute your
plan,
phones.
the long-term plan for this has got to be, in my opinion, LA Knight and Jacob. I don't think it's WrestleMania, but SummerSlam night one, definitely. Jacob, LA Knight, United States Championship. I can see that happening. For WrestleMania, I kind of would like to see. I know we just talked about a triple threat match, but when you have 2 nights of wrestling and you try to get everybody on the card, I would love to see LA Knight slide into the Drew McIntyre Damian match and give me that triple threat match.
I think
NXT. I missed NXT. I don't know if there's anything big.
there probably was. I can't think of it at the moment. Oh,
I didn't get to watch.
Sean Spears.
Oh yeah, Sean Spears won the North American title, beating Tony D'Angelo in a pretty good, solid match.
I thought it was really good. I watched it the next day because I was falling asleep.
Cora Jade got injured in her match with Jordan Grace and they had to stop the match short. She went on
she's
Instagram.
fine.
Yeah, she went on social media and said she was fine.
Mhm.
Jordan Grace had a funny little tweet, if you saw it, where she retweeted it and said match stop to I can't remember the word she used, but match stopped to basically a boob poppage that one of Cora's implants had popped, which was kind of funny. They're building up to Roadblock, which is this Tuesday night in Madison Square Garden Theater. You get, which I've been calling it for however long this relationship has happened. Finally get it on Tuesday night. Oba Femi versus Moose. I cannot wait for that match to occur. I hope it leads to a different WrestleMania match with these two, because I feel like Stand and Deliver is going to be a combined show for NXT and TNA. I think they're going to do a bunch of TNA only matches and NXT matches and matches together, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's Forbidden Door, but good.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this match. I am pumped for Obafemi versus Moose. They are two of my favorites right now. I really love watching both of them wrestle because they have. Remember how like from the '90s to the mid 2010s, like the the adoption or the changing of the guard where it went from the bigger guys to the little guys were the main event and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, like your Daniel Bryan. It's coming back to where it's the bigger guys. Let the bigger guys, they're more athletic than they used to be. Let them be the main event and be that heavyweight bout that everybody just wants to see destruction. And I cannot wait for it, to be honest with you. Um, Sol Ruka and Zarya pick up another win over Chelsea Green and Piper Nevin. The Sol Ruka Zarya thing is working. I really like it. Their promos are nice.
They got a lot of charisma.
They're
together.
fun. Yeah, and it's just fun to watch them two wrestle. I believe somebody posted earlier this week, and I can't argue with it, that the Soul Snatcher is by far the best finishing move in all of wrestling. That move is so cool the way she delivers it with the flip and this basically RKO.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to Roadblock this week. I'll probably
About time Mia Yim though.
see me and TJ had this conversation yesterday when we were talking, and you don't always have to be a champion, and I think that's something that Triple H wants to make an emphasis on. You
But you talk
can
about somebody that deserves it, man. God.
you can Dolph Ziggler deserved more than his 2 reigns.
Yes, I agree with that.
John Morrison deserved a title reign. Tito Santana earned a title reign and should have had a title reign in the older days. When you're a hell of a hand, you're a hell of a hand. Not always meant to be the champion. Could it happen at maybe this is a build that maybe she wins it at WrestleMania? I see it as they're gonna build Chelsea Green up as the female JBL. She's gonna have her cabinet, as we've already seen. She has her
Hervis.
Hervis, and then now she has Alba Fire as a member of her cabinet. So I really see that they're gonna build this Chelsea Green character up with the US title, that whoever takes it from her is gonna have to be a upper mid card person. And Mia's not quite there yet. I love Mia Yim. I've liked her since she was Jade in TNA and before that. But she's not, her character development, I should say, is not to that upper mid level yet. It could get there, but it's going to take a lot. You're looking at somebody like, you could take Selena Vega. Her character build is mid level of that level. Her in-ring may not be, but the mid level of her promos and her stuff of that nature could get her there. I don't see it. I see her just being another victim for Chelsea. I feel like the Chelsea Green US title reign is going to be a while. I don't think that's one that they're going to, I think that's the plan with these titles. Now, Lyra's IC title run, that could get cut short. I could definitely see that because Raw's less worried about that title than SmackDown is about the women's SmackDown title.
I think Chelsea is exactly what that US title needs right now.
Oh yeah,
to build it.
100%.
And if they go the JBL route with holy crap, the minute you said it Friday, I was like, who's John Cena?
We don't know yet.
But that's
Yeah.
Let's
You're-
get
you
Carly,
could-
though.
Yeah,
Get the apple.
It's fun. It's a rehashing of something that we saw in the early 2000s, that they're rehashing it in a different way with the women, and they're in a better actress, so to speak, in my opinion, to play that role than Chelsea Green.
all right. So without further ado,
Wait a minute, I got one more thing.
with one further ado,
I know me and you can talk on this, but I think a video game came out Friday for if you pre-ordered it.
absolutely fantastic.
It is, except for the fact that I can't load into My Rise without my game crashing.
Hey,
It is
Guess
fantastic.
who can though? Guess who's beating
Yeah.
it?
Guess
That
who's
guy.
already beat? Guess who's already beaten the showcase?
Screw that ladder match. Through that ladder match.
Your ladder match is TJ's Macho Man from last year.
Yeah, but guess what's gonna happen?
You're gonna keep playing until you actually do it.
Yeah.
Just gonna move it down. Just move it down to easy so you get it over with.
Oh, I didn't think about doing that.
Pretty sure
come
mine was on
on.
easy.
But the gameplay is very good. I mean, there's some glitches for new games that's to be had, but the entrances are fun to watch. We
Is it
have
even
all of
actually
the-
out yet?
No, I don't think it technically comes
I
out
think the
till
14th. Yeah, 14th on
It-
Tuesday.
That's not.
You probably
Tuesday.
get a day.
That's
you probably get a
Friday.
day
Tuesday.
one.
Friday,
You
That's
probably get
Friday.
a day one
Friday.
patch or something.
They've already done an update. They did an update the next day. But it's fun, and we
GM mode.
tinkered around with GM mode online. It's kind of different but I get why they did it, where we don't actually wrestle the matches. So they simulate our matches and give us a star rating on how we match them all up. So me and AJ tinkered around with that a little bit on Saturday. It was a lot of fun. We're looking to
Headache.
bring it to the channel later on. Once we got into it, like at first we were both getting kind of peeved because we were getting like really crappy star ratings. And then once we started getting into the weeks leading up to the first PLE, we started to figure it out where I was like, okay, this works. And then at the PLEs, like the opening match is somebody from me against somebody from him. And then we have 3 mid-card matches that are our own show's mid-card matches.
That's Nathan
And then
Frazier.
Shut up. He's got 2 more weeks and he'll be fine. And then the main event was like a fatal 4-way women's match, 2 of mine versus 2 of his. And of course, Mommy came out on top. Rhea's always on top.
Yeah, it
for that
wasn't.
match.
No. The main event wasn't that. It was a freaking gauntlet match.
It was a gauntlet elimination match, and Rhea won.
Yeah. If I knew that, I would have put different people in. I thought it was a tag match.
So it's fun. We're gonna bring it to the channel here before too long. We're gonna wait for a couple updates and maybe the first DLC to come out before we start with it. But we're looking forward to that. Actually, we can have up to 4 people online playing GM mode at the same time. So that'll be kind of fun. And so yeah, go ahead, take the reins on this, AJ.
All right, for everybody watching at home, listening on Spotify, we are doing March Madness with wrestling themes. You will not hear the music per copywriting. We don't want to get this video taken down. So what's going to happen is whoever's bracket we're going through is going to play it on our end, and they're also going to announce what seed and who it is, and if they have the song name. But yeah, without further ado, we are starting with the special guest for the evening, Mike Campigio. Who do you got, pal? Your number 1 seed.
Well, I got the 2020 era, as we split this up into different eras. Mine's the Def Rebel era, as we all like to call it. So, my number 1 overall seed is going to be this man. If I can hit the right button. There we go.
I'll say that's not what you gave me.
I was going to say, I had to hit the right button.
You do not want me to do my WrestleMania acknowledgement.
Wow. So your number 1 seed
Is
is
the head of the
table Roman
Roman-
Reigns theme.
the past version of his song is the number 1 seed in my little bracket.
That's so
Interesting.
funny. I can't wait. That's so funny.
So that's the number 1 seed going up against the number 16 seed. Probably not the most ideal matchup that I creative, but I wanted to have a good balance between women and men superstars. So the 16 seed is going to be this song. Which
You
will
are kidding.
be the role model, Bailey.
Stop. Pause. Don't pause. Don't pause it. X-Men. No, don't pause it. I was just saying X-Men.
Yeah, I hear it.
X-Men. Hear it? And then it's into the song.
Yes. So that is that is the 1 versus 16 matchup. Obviously, that's probably not the greatest matchup that I could create,
I
but
don't hate it because
I don't hate it. I showed that to AJ, the Bailey thing, like 3 months ago, and he's hated me ever since then.
you ain't
Like
getting
every
it.
time
You're
she
not-
comes out, he's like, "Damn it, Fry!"
Apparently, I missed that memo. What the hell are we talking about?
That the beginning of Bailey's song sounds like the X-Men theme from the cartoon.
It's
series.
just slowed down.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
just yeah. Instead of da 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 da.
Is it one of those things once you see it and hear it, you can't?
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right, Mike, your number 2 seed.
number 2 seed, it's gonna be the man who came back just a couple years ago to the company.
It
You
really
got the
sucks when
you
you
got the
don't.
remix.
It says, yeah.
It says remastered, sir.
It's remastered remix, but the number 2 overall seed in my bracket, CM Punk.
Cult of Personality, baby.
The remastered version when he came back to WWE is my number 2 seed.
All right. Moving on.
Because
to
this
your
song itself
15
is old as
seed.
hell.
It is old as hell.
I think it was on like NHL 2005.
It was
think it's
it
older
was
than that.
pretty old. It was
I think
pretty
that
old.
song's from the early '90s.
It is, but we
Hey,
said
we'll
we
go
could,
with it. I like it. I like it.
we'll go with
Hey,
it.
just a bit of history. That's the first time WWE has paid for music when he got that song back in a long, long time that WWE ever went out and paid for copyrights to play a song that they didn't create.
Ooh, that's a
So
good point.
that's a game changer.
There's your random trivia fact. for the
There it
guru.
is. There it is.
All right.
So
what do you got?
for 15, it's going to be a man that just joined the company over about a year ago. But number 15 is this man.
That's not what you have for 15.
That's what I have for 15. It is.
I have Uncle Howdy for 15.
Did you not get to edit the last minute edit?
Oh wait, yeah, that's my mistake on my end. So never mind. Just completely just forget what I just did. But
No werewolf. No Jacob werewolf.
no Jacob Werewolf yet, but this man right here.
There you are.
As you can see, I'm new to this, folks, so you can roast me in the comments later. But it is
Do
Uncle
it and I'm coming
Howdy at
after ya.
15.
Uncle Howdy. Interesting. I didn't think he would have made it.
So I wanted to throw a little white 6 into it, so I wanted to do Uncle Howdy. That's kind of my reasoning for that. So he's 15. It's not Jacob Fatu. Fatu will be coming shortly, though.
I'm really caught off that you didn't do like Bray's return. Wasn't that 2020 or 2021?
Shatter.
2022?
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
that one?
That'd be Shatter.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. I should have done. I was thinking about it, but I was like,
To be
Dude, this-
honest with you,
Full disclosure for everybody at home, this was hard.
it was
Okay.
hard.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it was hard.
Honorable
honest-
mentions that are not on my list: Asuka, Finn Balor, The Bar. I mean, there's just banger after banger, my guys.
one thing I could tell you honestly, as being the guru, you could have played that song and not told me who it was, and I couldn't have told you. I didn't even know that was Uncle Howdy's theme music.
Oh, like Daniel Bryan?
I always thought that like I thought Uncle Howdy came out to Bray's music, so I never
Stump
put
the
the two
Guru.
and two together.
You should bring that back.
Stump the Guru. So yeah,
Shut up,
that was 15. Uncle Howdy was 15 in my bracket.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3, it's the main event.
Ryan's like, no. Just no.
Just
How's,
Muse.
how's Ryan saying it? Main event entrance, mid card talent.
He's not
Ugh.
wrong.
But number 3, it's the man that's gonna face Gunther at Mania 41 main event. Jey Uso at
Oh
3.
my god. I have what we're doing and then our YouTube stream next to each other. And I have never seen 3 white people were so off rhythm with each other in all my life.
It was pretty bad. I'm not a good
Tell me
dancer.
what you really think,
so-
AJ.
I can't. We'll get demonetized if we ever get monetized.
So Jimmy Uso, or not Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso at 3. But the man that he's going to face is kind of a throwback to WrestleMania last year.
Big Jim.
I like how you did
See-
that.
See,
Throwback to Mania.
I'll go ahead and put this. I'll go ahead and put this out here. I like this one better than I like Jay's.
Yes.
This
It's
makes
good.
me think. This makes me think of Uso Penitentiary more than Jay's.
So, yes, Jimmy Uso, number 14 seed in my bracket, going up against his brother in a throwback to WrestleMania 40.
So
Matchup.
Penitentiary also didn't make my list.
It gets better with number 4,
Number 4, we're gonna keep it in.
the family.
I think
That-
you're.
the
I,
that sounded
I-
weird.
I think you're giving us a precursor to WrestleMania 41, my guy.
As I can just pull it up here in 1 second. Here we go.
I love
I like
this
that,
song
like
too.
that little part. That part's cool. It's solo, by the way, everybody.
It is Solo Sikoa, number 4.
The wannabe tribal chief. Timu bloodline.
You're very War Games and Samoan top heavy here, my pal.
Very.
I
Samoa
mean, it
top
was
heavy.
kind of been this decade.
I'm not gonna
The
lie, it
family
has kind of
tree
been.
has been.
Nah,
Eek.
it's been this decade.
And seed 13 in the 2020s bracket is
Well, I made the mistake earlier, but we're gonna hear it again.
It's still a good one.
It is still a good one. But number 13, correctly
Oh, gas,
this
no
time,
brakes.
is Jacob Fatu. Correctly this time, 13 seed, going
be
up
fair-
against Solo.
my favorite is Solos out of the whole family.
I don't know. I like this because the chant at the beginning.
It's good. It's very
Yeah.
good.
I
And
love
there's-
what they're doing. I love what they're doing with him on TV, where they're backstage getting to him and letting him cut that promo all the way to the ring. I don't ever want him to do a normal promo. I just want him to wait till right before he comes out to the ring and let him tell everybody what he's gonna do to him. I
Don't you like
love that.
Tamatonga
This
the
is-
hyena? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about
yeah.
All right, Ryan. You're
You mean-
you're gonna like no, Ryan's gonna like this
Oh,
one.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Kicking it off, the number 5 seed is
Should be one.
I was waiting for that. Surprised he
man-
isn't flashing the tattoo.
the man who is the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Rhodes, number 5.
Yeah, Ryan, pull a rock, flash the tattoo, and slap the arm.
Wow, a 5th seed for Cody Rhodes as the WWE Undisputed Champion.
Do you know I was today
Wow.
years old when I realized that him and that song and Miz's song are sang by the same people?
It's Miz,
Dolph
Cody,
Ziggler.
Dolph's new song.
Today years old.
Matt Cardona's new song on the Indies is done by Downstein.
Eh,
but they're
and
all-
so is
They're all best friends too.
the one song that you didn't put on your list that anybody that has ever listened to it will say that it deserves one of the top honors on it, but we'll get to it when we get to yours. Yeah, you bozo.
Listen, to be fair, well, we'll get let Mike get through his, and then we'll get there.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's gonna be funny too.
Worst part is I share a birthday with him.
Oof. So, Cody Rhodes, who's he gonna face in this matchup? Well, you're gonna find out because this is the man that Cody Rhodes is gonna face at number 12.
Hey yo!
That's right. It's the man, Logan Paul.
That's why I have that championship belt, that shoulder, right there. When
So
I was
that-
looking at getting belts, he was holding it, and my kid was loving it.
Is that Logan Paul?
That is Logan Paul. He is the man at 12.
I gotta get the finger out again.
As toxic as my kid.
And for number
Yeah,
6,
I gotta get the finger out again too.
you're gonna have to get the finger out again because at number 6, it's a brand new theme song that debuted.
Like
Let me
Scary
do my
Movie 3.
WrestleMa-
If you think this is weird, you should see how we pee.
Give me my WrestleMania one.
No. Ryan, you gotta stop moving in your chair. I have fixed your camera angle multiple times,
No.
and you keep shifting. You're good.
2020s is just Samoan dominance, my
It
guy.
is Roman Reigns, the current version that he came back at
Meow.
SummerSlam last year in 2024. I am greatness as the 6th seed in the bracket.
I was there for that. It was pretty
Island
electric.
of
I
relevance.
drove by it.
Yeah, you do have to drive by when you were out there.
That's right. You do have to drive by it.
And
Yeah, but it's yeah. What are you doing? Did you realize you were putting this mashup together?
I was putting this together because I wanted to make somewhat of a tough matchup for y'all to vote on.
and
'Cause
your
every March-
11th seed from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Yeah!
Yeah, LA Knight, the 11th seed in my bracket. Welcome to LA, as they would say.
Louisiana Night! I love our
Yeah,
truth.
dummy.
So I wanted to do a matchup that was a little bit tough for y'all to kind of guess on, and those two theme songs are really good. So I kind of wanted a matchup because every March Madness you do get one matchup that's kind of like very tough to choose from. That's kind of my thinking for that one. So now as we're gonna flip a little bit more toward a women's direction here at number 7. And Ryan, you will appreciate this one at 7.
She drops to 7. Who did she lose? Oh, she lost to EO. That makes sense why she dropped so far.
Maybe just a little bit.
Having
Wow.
seen this performed live, epic.
I'm just gonna let the bounce.
You can't see him, but I got him.
He's got the.
Oh, you got him? You
when
got
I-
the...
Yeah, because when I hear that, I instantly go back to what you were just talking about, and I've said this before that I go back and I watch that entrance because it's so it's like exhilarating to watch her entrance at WrestleMania 40, hearing her sing watching her sing the song as
Mhm.
she's coming down the ramp, as she does every week. If you pay attention to her, makes me have that much more that she's so in tune to what she's doing.
Not that you sat a 2 chairs away from her getting tattoos at the exact same time.
Well, I
Right.
mean, there's that
Wow.
too, and that was pretty exhilarating too. But then again, I had to go
He
back
had
to
a
the
pretty
hotel
good
with-
couple day stretch
but-
there.
But then I had to go back to the
Rhea
hotel
Ripley,
too. Hulk Hogan.
Did you at least get a picture?
Yeah,
with Rhea. Yeah,
Nice.
technically, not really. He did one
not
of the.
not with her. Yeah, it was one of
Oh.
those. It's like this is the restraining order distance, guys. Sorry, couldn't get any closer.
So that was seed 7, Demons
It
in Your
was.
Dreams, Rhea Ripley.
And the matchup that she's going against is the one that we had the rivalry of the summer.
Hey, guys, they're doing something in that tunnel over there. Hey, guys,
Guys, they opened up the tunnel. What the hell's going on over there?
wow.
That's right. At 10, she's going up against Liv Morgan.
That was cool at the Raw after getting to see Liv attack Rhea. We saw them set up for it, like as it's happening. It's like, what's going on?
What do we,
was
I
like,
don't.
"Shh."
I will say this adamantly, and I forget, but I'm pretty sure when we did our end of the year awards, we didn't give her that honor, and I feel like she deserves it now, the more than ever. The way I've watched the last 2 months or so with her, but Liv Morgan is without a doubt the most improved women wrestler in
I
any
don't think
company.
we had a most improved.
I don't think we did either, but if we did, she deserves.
We
top
will for
honor.
next year.
Yeah, no.
What's
The,
up?
the,
Yeah.
the only one that I'll say is remote is close to her is not even WWE, and it's really one of the only things that I tune into the other show to watch is Tony Storm. Her character development to the Timeless and that whole story was
I miss
pretty
her.
amazing. But Liv Morgan's in-ring this past
Been
year
very
and
good.
the beginning of this year have been fantastic, and I really hope we get Liv and Alexa at WrestleMania.
That would be great.
All
I
right.
would like that.
For your final grouping in the 2020s wrestling entrance theme bracket, who do you got at
Well,
8?
I had to throw in this man just because of the person before.
Hey,
It's
big
so
fan of your
dirty.
father.
It's so dirty.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio is the 8th seed
Okay,
in
not
my
for nothing.
bracket.
You talk about most improved. He is a lot better, if not almost at the cusp of he could be a world champion, but everybody just hates him.
Do you realize how big the face turn for Dom will be?
Yes.
I don't
Because
ever
of
want
how
him to turn
hated he is
face.
now.
I don't want him to turn face. He's such good as a heel, but if he turns
The face turn when it's revealed that Finn and Liv are behind all of Destroying Judgment Day, and him and Rhea reunite to face Liv and Finn. That face turn for Dom is gonna be huge.
Just think about it.
And
His father has been a
and-
face his whole career.
and I
It'd
want
be
to be
great
there.
if Dom was a heel his whole career.
And I really want to be there when that flip happens.
And I am. It might just be me, but please chirp in if you think so too. He is world champion caliber. He just.
Oh yeah.
He's world champion caliber, but he still needs to go through the steps.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Obviously.
His only title reign has been the North American title in NXT.
Mm-hmm. And he needs a title.
He needs that. I could see him being the guy that takes the belt off of Braun
Mm-hmm.
for the IC title when Braun's ready to go to the next level.
All right.
Yep.
It could easily be Dom that does it instead of Finn. You know, they're setting up this Finn versus Braun feud thing. Make Finn fail at doing it and have Dom succeed at it. That would piss Finn off even more.
Yep.
That Dom was able to do it and Finn wasn't.
So
I could easily see that.
let's see who's going up against Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yes. At
This
number
is
9.
the 8-9 battle.
This is the 8-9 battle. And number 9. Shout out to Ryan for this little mention, but I believe in Joe Hendry is the number 9 seed.
Should be in the game. Should be in
Wait,
2K25.
Time out. If he was in the game, would you buy the game?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
If
You
one
know-
character does
So-
that for you, there's a
So
problem.
so I'm gonna pick at your list a little bit now.
That's fine.
No Judgment Day theme?
No, because I know the
first
other.
Judgment Day theme,
I-
not this new junk they have, but the one before it.
I wanted to put it in there, but I kind of wanted to keep it just to like people that are. Singles.
I would have taken Judgment Day over Uncle Howdy, but I also like Uncle Howdy's.
Don't worry, you're not the only one getting picked at.
No,
Oh.
I'm not worried about it.
Which I'm very upset that you
No,
have
no,
to
no,
go
I mean,
because I know you got
it's
work in
more
the
like-
morning, but
It's
I
more
want you
like
to
honorable
roast
mentions
us.
for what, but
Yeah,
so
I would agree.
that's one of the only ones I can think of that like should be on that list somewhere. But then you're getting really heavy with like the same group of people. So I understand what you're because like you played Dom's music. To be honest with you, it's been so long since Dom came out by himself or not with Liv that unless they said Mysterio at the beginning, I couldn't have told you who it was. So,
And let's be fair, Mike had half the amount of time to play with that we all had. We had all had full decades.
Yeah,
This guy's got 5 years.
yeah,
And
but
it's hard.
I've got what 30
Yours
35
is even
years.
yours is pretty hard just
I've-
because you have a catalog.
I've got 35 years of wrestling experience. TJ, you've got probably closer to 20 with a gap. AJ's got almost 20 with a gap. Mike hasn't been watching as long as us.
I've been on and off since like 2004, 2005.
See?
I pretty much
AJ's
took a
been
break for
consistent.
John Cena's weekly episodic
Well,
run.
I watched from like 04 through like 2015, then took a break from 16 to 20, and then when the Bloodline started in 2020, that's what brought me back.
Gotcha. So is it my turn now?
That is
Yeah.
your turn.
Mike, are you sticking around or?
Unfortunately, I cannot stick around too much longer, so I'm not gonna call it here. But I
Ah.
appreciate y'all boys.
We
letting
will
me-
see you next week, and we
Yes.
expect you there next week.
I will be here next
Yeah.
week because
You gotta do the voting.
the voting. Yes, I want to be around for the voting.
And
Well,
just
we
to
need you
clarify
in
for
case there's a tie.
clarify for everybody the way this is going to work. We're not voting on our sections.
No,
So
we ranked it.
the
That was our vote.
the 2012s or 2020s, Mike's not voting. It's the three of us. That way, there's not a tie, and so on and so on. So, but see you later, Mike.
Mike,
Yes,
thank you very much.
You're
Love
welcome.
your
Feel free to tune us on until you fall asleep.
I will do that. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, I
I'm
hope
gonna
we
turn that
don't
on.
put him to sleep.
No, you won't probably put me to sleep. This is a great podcast to listen
Oh,
to.
at least if anything, so you can hear the songs, you can jump into Discord and mute yourself, so you can at least hear the songs while you're sleeping. So
Yeah,
that
that's
way,
a good
when you
point.
wake up in the morning, you have this sudden rage to beat somebody up.
Right? That's a good one. That is a good one.
Uh,
But I appreciate it, guys. I will be here next week for the voting and have a good night. All right.
All right, catch
All
you
right,
later,
take care,
brother.
man.
Later, Mike.
All right, I have a little bit of housekeeping to take care of before we get to you, Ryan.
EJ, I told you to go outside. Oh, not that kind of house cleaning. Sorry.
I was like, what? What happened?
I peed. I used the pad.
Someone says you have a bottle for that.
Just need to adjust Ryan's a little bit, and then we should be good. Cause Ryan, you are next. But yeah, final thoughts on? I know Mike's not here to talk about his, but overall, a pretty solid list that he gave us. At least
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, you know,
TJ,
it,
you
it
gotta
definitely.
sit back, dude. You are cutting off the top of your head.
I saw. I was adjusting
Do
in
I
my
have him
chair,
beside
dog.
with your readjustment? Do I have him beside me now?
No, you guys are fine. Do not move. 'Cause I have you.
Well, yeah, but
crawling
that's
in
for
your
you.
own-
I want to know which way I'm supposed to point.
He is that way from you. Yep, he's that way. Yep, you two are pointing at each
So-
other.
Okay, that's how I've got it on my end.
Scissor day.
Bang bang scissor gang.
Jesus Christ. Alright, okay.
Scissor me, daddy ass.
All right, well, that is Mike's bracket, as you guys can see right there. Let's go to the wrestling guru doing the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, this was fun for me. I've like I said before, I've wanted to do this bracket for a while, and I wanted to get Mike involved, so it was fun to get all four of us doing something together.
We needed 3, otherwise we could tie.
Yeah. I had the 80s and the 90s, but it wasn't so much 80s music. It was that tail end of the 80s and into the 90s. I tried to space it out. I didn't want to go like attitude heavy
Mhm.
because I don't really care for a lot of the attitude songs, to be honest with you. But I didn't want to like oversaturate things
One,
WWE
two.
wise
Is this
either.
on?
Having the ability to use WCW because technically WCW is WWE now
Mhm.
made it a lot funner for me to go back to the things that I really liked as a kid. So I'm gonna do mine in reverse. So I'm gonna go from 8, 9 up.
That's how I did mine.
Just because there's a little controversy at 1 and 16. So
That's how mine was too. Mine was set up 8, 9. Like I did the close bracket first.
You gave me 1
So-
through 16.
I know, but when I was instructed to make my video playlist, I was told to make it 8, 9 first.
Oh, I didn't do that. I went 1, 6.
that's fine. That's fine. We all do it our
It's
different
not a
ways.
big deal.
But anyhow, so at number 8, 9, which should be the hardest matchup in a bracket, in my opinion.
Oh, I hate you.
You hate me? Ah, well, here's number 9.
I also don't hear it.
You hadn't played it yet.
It's the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. This is his heel run in the mid 90s. I love this song. This is one of my favorites.
Hey, Owen Hart, King of Hearts, your
And-
9 seed. Wow.
And my 8 seed
Oh God. Oh God.
is Bret the Hitman Hart's Heartbeat.
This is
which
8.
This is 8. This song here was
Wow.
that song there is his first song as a singles competitor. So it sounds different than his world champion reign and everything. I prefer this one.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
So then we go 7-10. At
What?
number 7. Were you saying something or was you burping?
Well, you said 7-10 and I said split.
Oh.
We're not bowling today.
I did that last weekend and my arm still hurt. But anyhow, number 7. This is his first theme as The Rock. This is the Nation Rock.
You know, that reminds me, that was the one thing I was surprised Mike didn't have was the final boss music.
The final boss. I didn't think about that one either, but it makes sense.
Because that song was
So like
Epic.
I always liked that first version of The Rock's Nation
says-
You Smell. Number 10 is a little different because I'm gonna tell you now, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So what is that?
Stunning?
This
Stunning
is-
Steve?
This is Steve Austin's stunning Steve Austin theme in WCW. I think I did this one instead of the Shattered Glasses because I'm so sick of hearing the Shattered Glass that it's no longer a cool song anymore. But this song for me as a kid was always just one of those ring music. It doesn't have words, but it catches your attention by the bass of the song. So this is why this has always been one of my songs. And when he was in the video game, this was my created characters ring song.
Okay. It's got a guitar rhythm and a nice beat. Now,
sounds like AJ sold.
what's again, if you're just joining us, you have to listen to it on your own. We're only playing it for us to avoid copyrights. So his 7 again was Do You Smell the Rock? And his 10 was Satan's Sister, Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah. Another hard matchup here at 6 and 11. This is my number 6. Besides Rolling and any of the Taker's music that was in the 2000s, this is the best Undertaker song.
The Ministry.
The Ministry of Darkness theme music. It just it makes you just want to walk with an attitude.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme did that for me, especially when it was the Disturbed version.
What was that?
It's because you are disturbed.
Well, you said walking with a beat and walking with a purpose.
Yeah.
I was saying Stone Cold Steve Austin's Disturbed theme did that for me.
Gotcha.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to
So-
click the stupid got it thing on Fry's screen.
Matching up against the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness theme at number 11. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Dun, 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 dun. It's so catchy.
Tomato
Wolfpack
face sting.
NWO.
So yeah, NWO Wolfpack, my favorite NWO theme song. Actually, the regular NWO song is like my third favorite NWO song. The NWO Japan song is better.
Okay,
5 versus 12 is a WCW fan of the 90s delight. At number 5, my favorite tag team of all time. You're going to get Steinerized. It's the Steiner brothers.
I thought your favorite tag team was Demolition.
No, that was his favorite between the Road Warriors.
Demolition is my favorite WWF tag team.
You just hurt AJ's brain.
The best part of that is the first words out of the girl's mouth in the song is they don't do drugs. And then you see what Scott Steiner became.
An epic math teacher.
A math
Big Papa
genius
Pump.
with a giant body.
Got him 9 days of the week. Only 7
I'm gonna-
days in a week.
I'm gonna fix that right now and say by Scott Steiner, in no way do I think you did any kind of drugs. I don't want to get destroyed by you.
The guru doesn't want to
Hey
get
Ryan, I
murdered.
heard you said something bad about Brock Lesnar.
Not a chance in the world.
Tractor comes
Mr.
through the back wall.
Mr. Lesnar, do you need your shoes buffed? Sure. Number 12, he could have been higher on the list, but this was kind of one of those ones I wanted to make a matchup of. As big a fan as of the Crow Sting as everybody is, Surfer Sting had the cooler entrance song. It has a howl in it. And he's the man called Sting.
Was it true him and Ultimate Warrior were a thing way back when?
Yes.
And one went one and one went the other?
They were the Blade Runners in Mid South, and then they split. Could you imagine if WWE would have got the good guy with face paint?
Or both of them?
Just remember, he's as big as a bull and he's quick as a cat.
And he'll beat you with a bat.
Well, that could have been added later on. All right, my number
Not shocked.
4 versus 13 theme. It's got a WrestleMania feel to it because they fought each other at WrestleMania 6. But this first version is not the normal.
Not pomp
Pop
and
and
circumstance. Yeah.
It's not the normal pop and circumstance. This has a little bit of electric guitar to it. It's Macho Man's theme from WCW.
It's
Suddenly
literally
want a
the
Slim
same thing,
Jim.
just with a guitar.
Oh yeah!
I suddenly want to snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Oh, all seriousness, though, I do want a Slim Jim now.
You're fat?
No, I just haven't
You
had
think-
one in a while.
I was gonna
No,
say, do you-
no.
Okay. Number 13. I kind of feel like it needed
Although
to be
now
on
I've
the
never
list.
tried it.
Oh. Need more
It's the
cowbell.
American Dream. It's
Even
the
my
boogie
mom
beat.
knows this.
It's the boogie. It's I forget what they called it. The boogie dance or something of that nature. But it just makes you want to move your shoulders.
Even my mom would know this one.
It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, of course. Now my next, I'm missing one, but I'll get to it in a second. Dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. This isn't 2K where you mod Mario in it. And he actually shows up with
So-
a warp pipe.
My song for
Word pipe?
uh,
No. Wrong mushroom?
Yeah, TJ.
I'm straight edge, dog.
Ryan's having technical difficulties.
This was very technically difficult, to be fair.
Oh, we're good. So at number 3 and 14 for me, this song takes a couple of seconds to get into you guys, so I'm gonna speed it up just a smidge.
Ooh.
This is the baddest street on the block. This is Bad Street USA for the Fabulous Freebirds. And he's going to tell you a story.
I think
I
this
like
is
the guitar.
I think this is one of the most iconic theme songs.
I'm going
Ever.
to tell a story.
Man, he still looks the same.
Am I the
He's
only
the
one that
dude-
thinks he looked like he was in freaking one of the Mad Max movies as the bad guy?
He's the doot man. Watch how he walks. It looks like he would say doot while he walks.
Like he easily could have been the bad guy in the first Mad Max.
The further down the block you get, the badder it got. So yeah, Bad Street USA, one of my all-time favorites. It's on
That was
my
what
phone.
number?
That was number 3. That's on my phone. I play it. It's on my playlist that always gets played. The wife hates it, but I love it.
And number 14?
Matching up at number 14. Sadly enough, we lost him last year. It's Sid Vicious's WCW theme.
Dude! Current events, I forgot!
From last year?
No, Lex!
We'll get to that. Easily could have done a Sid Justice theme. They're both pretty similar and they're both really, really good. I just kind of like this one a little more.
It's really too bad
And
about the
again,
knee injuries.
No words, and it gets straight to the point.
Yeah.
You know
really-
there's a badass coming to beat you up.
Especially when
Scary.
it's not softball season.
As long as it's not softball season. You're
Just
right.
make sure he knows it's live that he's doing the promo.
We do that again? No, we can't.
Oh, we're live.
Now we're at 2 and 15. I know this is gonna come for a stretch for people that I have it at 15. But we'll get to number 2 first. Number 2 song on my list. They are the best tag team in they are the best, my favorite tag team in WWF history. They're the first 3-time WWF tag team champions. Axe, Smash, Demolition.
Wow. Okay. That's got a hell of a beat to it. How many times did they win the tag team championships? If you
What was
know off
that?
the top of your, how many times have they won the tag team championships off the top of your head?
They won the tag titles twice.
That's it?
Oh, you just said they were 3 times.
No, 3 times. Sorry, they're 3-time tag team champions. But they held it. Remember, they were the longest reigning. No, I may have been wrong. They may have only held the titles twice. Just the first time was so damn long that it felt like it was 2 title reigns. Because they, up until the New Day, they were the longest running WWF tag team champions of all time.
Were they to kind of combat the other team that's about to come up?
Kind of, sort of.
Son of
Vince couldn't sign the LOD, so he created an LOD. That's been the word. But it's kind of one of those things where it was who was you presented to first?
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of people that I've talked to that are Legion of Doom fans because that's who they saw first. There are a lot of people that saw Demolition first because they were on WWF television. That says Demolition was first. Both teams were good. I just thought Demolition was better in ring. They could wrestle with anybody and have a great match. LOD could to a point, but I just always liked Axe and Smash's look more than it was like LOD had the face paint and the shoulder pads, and then their in ring was kind of okay, not always the greatest.
It's like, which Mad Max did you like more?
Yeah, I just always.
How many times are you going to bring up
always-
Mad Max?
Well, with Demolition and LOD, I mean,
Yeah, it was always the silver and red face paint. Like Axe's face paint is what stuck out to me as a kid that I liked. And and I always liked that their mask that they wore to the ring was like a Jason mask. I never took on the whole dominatrix things because I'm not that perverted. I know that's been described a lot for their in-ring gear, but it's just I was always a Demolition fan. And since we're talking about it, they're going against this one.
What a rush.
look at him cringe. Look at him cringe.
It's just so hard on the ears. It's the Legion of Doom. What a rush. You could have easily put Black Sabbath in this spot. Iron Man was their original theme song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Easily could have put it there. But Demolition at number 2, Legion of Doom at number 15.
All right. Well, here is the
And And this is the controversial debate that we've had for a year. Now it gets voted on. And I did this purposely, even though they could both go 1 and 2. I have one at 1 and one at 16. At number 16,
At number 16,
it is I Am a Real American.
I think you
Hulk
got
Hogan,
it backward.
Rick Derringer. As you can see which one I favor. The Real American is a great theme song. It is awesome. It's my
You better
childhood.
hope either him or Campiggio goes for the other one, because you know this has got my vote.
I know. But like Hulk Hogan WWF is like my jam as a kid. I loved it. But as a song, as a straight up song,
Fuck, man. Now I've
American
got
Made.
goosebumps.
American Made at number 1 is better.
No. No. Dude, if I hear a Real American out in the real world, I start to hulk up. I'm like, what's going on, brother? What's happening? If this came on, I wouldn't even know. I'd be like, huh?
I don't know. They're both
It-
really
it doesn't
good.
help either that, like, I wasn't watching when they brought this out.
They're both
Like, I don't
so
have the
good.
connection with it that I do the Real American from when I was a kid.
So his
By the way, I just want to make this clear that your current reigning, defending
Yes, I know. He thinks it's that
Undisputed
one.
WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes agrees with me that American Made is a better theme song than Real American.
and that is
Man,
your
I
1 in
lived it.
16. Damn.
That is my 1 in 16. So I gave you guys hard ones at 1 in 16.
That could be his big up.
Eight-
That could be the big bracket upset right there. The bracket
8
buster.
and 19, 8 and 9 are hard. 7 and 10. I gave you hard ones across the board.
Oh, I think my
opinion.
whole list is disgustingly going to be hard to choose
Well,
from.
I mean,
Shall we get to
so
your
that's where
list?
I'm at. Let's get there. I'm ready to criticize the hell out of this.
Listen, I'll have you know, I just found another one. The freaking New Day isn't on there. How could you dare be so?
It's already
I
too
mean,
late, TJ.
I know,
I mean,
dude,
they-
there's so many.
They make YouTube channels where it just plays ring music constantly. You probably should have stuck them on for, I don't know, a week and just listen to everything.
It just. Why can't I get my. Oh, there it is.
You got to do an extensive homework assignment, not just a day's worth of homework.
You're gonna kind of get a preview. I can't really hide this.
So
I don't think.
I'm not even
Maybe I
looking at
can.
it. So for everybody watching at home
Nope,
again,
that doesn't help.
TJ is going from 8 to 9, and then working his way up.
How do I get it back? So number 8, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, Recognition. Her matchup, number 9, called Retaliation. Ads. I hate ads. Stupid
This
ads.
is why I pay for.
Premium, baby.
Hold on, time out.
Woo!
Listen to this. It's Triple H. It's Triple H's theme, just a higher pitch. Da-da-da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun,
But that is your
da-da-da-dun.
8 Charlotte Flair Recognition, 9 Dean Ambrose Retaliation. Coming out the gate
You know,
fire,
I-
boys.
You know, I can't unhear that now. I hate you.
Well, didn't you do that to him with Bailey?
I've done that with him to a lot of things, but it's time that you retrace the favor.
You can't unhear it now, right?
Coming in, number 7. Please don't add me.
From Kyoto, Japan, the former United States champion.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
The Rising Sun.
You
His
wanted that
opponent.
so bad.
His opponent, coming in at number 10.
Ew. I might be oddball here. I'm not a fan.
Let's go to the
Well,
other
I
bar.
can tell you this is one of the most sang songs in arenas across the globe.
Yeah, and they're still chanting Rusev Day, and he hasn't been there. And
Well, coming in, here's going to be a hard one. Coming in at number 6. This is going to be a big, big battle. We've got the Hugger Bailey turning it up for us. Break out the wacky, wavy, inflatable tube men, boys.
I do like this theme.
And her opponent coming in at 11. Murder those wacky, wavy, inflatable tube men. Because it's Bailey turning heel. Also very close to the role model. This is the one that would be between those two.
See, it doesn't have the X-Men sound, the X-Men song to it. That's the difference.
I like her new one better.
Yes.
And it's
The
not even
number-
close.
The number 5, debuting number 3 in the Royal Rumble many moons ago.
Royal
He
Rumble
is-
2016.
The phenomenal AJ Styles.
I know he'll disagree with us, but it's his second best theme song ever.
Shut up, Ryan.
AJ's opponent. Another A name.
He's due for a commercial.
Mm,
5 feet of fury
He
herself.
is. He really
Alexa
is.
Bliss. And Spiteful.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pixie Princess, Alexa Bliss, was always my favorite.
I do love this theme, especially if you have it in the car with bass boost all the way up. Just everything just
Mhm.
vibrates.
The number 4 entrant to my bracket. We've heard from his best friend.
Or is it his enemy?
Oh,
Mr. Fight Owens Fight himself, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' opponent,
from
A
beyond
very-
the grave.
very late arrival of the decade. Coming in, number 13. Let him in.
Ryan, you good? Oh, you looked like you
Yeah,
had
I
a stroke
just-
there for a second.
I just don't see how this song's made this list.
I need to pull you guys over here. Oh, God. You don't like this?
I like the
I
Wyatt
can think
family
of-
theme better.
I can think of 5 others that are better.
Well, dude, there's so many. Like I said, I had so many songs to choose from. This one was big. I thought it was a good one.
All right, let's see.
Number
your
3.
3.
That was actually the best part of the song right there, the her heel part. The man, Becky Lynch.
4 Horsewomen, iconic.
Well, it's funny you mentioned 4 horsewomen.
Why? The last one's the worst one.
Coming in at number 14.
She should be like 16th. She shouldn't even have made the list. I don't like this theme song.
I didn't
Jessica-
know we were giving.
Jessica
I
did.
didn't know we were giving Becky a bye.
I like this song, you don't?
No. I will say my wife does. I don't.
I mean, we even got a Snoop Dogg version of this. Number 2. An ad.
Commercial.
A Verizon
on.
ad. Who came out to this song?
The
Ooh.
second coming.
So the first Seth Rollins heel song.
Was this? I thought this was when he took on
No.
Triple H yet.
Yeah, he didn't have burn it down.
Yeah,
right
the
away.
Burn It Down was the second version.
All right, what's going up against the second? coming
Number
of Seth Rollins?
15.
Somebody who I doubt we'll ever see again.
Well, he's in booking now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You made a list of catchy songs.
Is that not making a good theme?
No.
Memorable?
The idea was to go with your own favorite songs from 2010s.
I mean, I'd be one of those marks singing in the crowd to this. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, it would probably make it to the list, but
Now, I wanted to. This is my number one. It shouldn't shock anybody. It's the Shield / Roman because he kept using it even after the Shield imploded. But my number 16 was really up in the air for me, and I had to choose between one. I'm going with my honorable mention first. This one is what I thought could have been here.
So this is not your 16.
This is 17. It's the first version of Brutality with Rhea Ripley.
That's your honorable mention. I don't have any honorable mention. I didn't bother. And then your 16 takes a shot on the title.
Wow, AJ, that's rough. Yes, it's Paige. Like I said, dude, you could have The Miz here. You could have any number of the two Finn Balor's, Asuka, The Bar, The New Day.
I mean, I clearly would have taken 16 and 15. Well, 16 you can leave there, but 15 and 14 and even 13, pull them out and put Miz, The Bar, and New Day there, and you got a winner.
Alex Riley, hello?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
What? What are you doing?
Well, I chastised him and told him that this is a song that if anybody would have listened to everything, they would have figured out that this is a song that is underrated to the utmost degree and should have been on your
Dude, I
should
love
have been on
Alex
your
Riley's
list.
theme song.
I just brought up mine again so you can hear it. This song should have been on your list. This should be on everybody's 2010s list.
So good.
Why am I not hearing it? Oh, because you had closed your stream out.
I opened it back up.
I feel like we've had this conversation, Ryan, that this is one of my favorite PG era theme songs.
I don't even know who this is.
He was
Alex-
the Mrs. Lackey for a while.
Alex Riley was an up-and-coming superstar in the 2010s. Was Miz's rookie in NXT when it was the show, like the game show version of NXT, and got fired because he butted against John Cena and Cena had him fired.
Oof.
But the ones that sing this song are the same ones that sing Cody's and Matt Cardona's and Dolph's, all of them. It's Downsting.
All right. Well, I guess that means it's my turn. So, to start, seed number 1. From Washington, D.C., weighing in at 335 pounds. I Walk Alone by Saliva. It's Batista. My number 16th seed.
That's your number one of the era, huh?
Yes.
This is your 16?
This is my 16.
This might be the most iconic song in all of WWE.
But it's really good.
I think that's the problem. I think that's why we put these, like, put Real American and like me not putting the Glass Shatter and not putting John Cena's song at a higher seed is because we're tired of hearing it.
But I'm just saying, like,
if
this song comes on in a gymnasium randomly, you're going to all of a sudden have kids that don't watch wrestling on the regular going, you can't see me. Like, they know.
So it's I Walk Alone at 1, My time
People
is
that-
now at 16.
People that don't watch wrestling all at a sporting event will go, woo! And they know who Ric Flair is. What's your point?
My
Not like it's
number,
always a good thing.
my number 2 seed
Oh,
from Cameron, North Carolina.
no more words.
No more words.
This
See-
is his championship run theme song.
This is my favorite one of his themes.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes. Very much so.
Granted, I guess the Hardy Boys, when did they debut?
1990s.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have been in this bracket.
And then my 15 seed first time played at WrestleMania
POD.
22 at POD, performing it live. Booyaka 619, Rey Mysterio.
Man, I can't wait to see how your bracket turns out. You might have some busters right out the gate.
And that's going up against. Well, no, that finishes the first two.
You say that was
now
Jeff
you're
Hardy
3
versus Ray.
14.
Yep, this is number 3. Seed number 3.
So, you think you're untouchable? It's Cena's first heel song. It's a basic thugonomics. Good call.
And that is going up against probably one of my favorite TNA themes at number 14.
Be funny if they revealed that was Dusty Rhodes' grave that he was pissing on.
No, it wouldn't.
It's
I mean,
Perk
just for the
Kurt
story.
or Perk Angle called Gold Medal. Kurt Angle's TNA theme.
It's by far better than his or the Patriots theme music from 1997.
All right, my number 4 is called Know Your Role.
I have a hard time voting on your thing.
The Rock's theme from 2000 going up against the night after WrestleMania 24.
Am I crazy for saying that once the If You Smell part clears, this is the most boring song ever?
No, not really. You're crazy.
No? I think so.
So this is going up against
Yeah, I'm voting for Randy.
number 13, Voices, Randy Orton. Now with the next bracket, the 5 seed versus the
Kind of
12.
funny that you have them up against each other, and Randy just took a shot at John and Rock this week.
Here is the number 5.
Take it, this is like a retelling.
Just wait.
I'll be straight up honest. I can't tell you if I know the difference between the two.
From
This
Finger
is
11.
Kane's. This is Kane's music from mid 2000s when he had the half mask.
I didn't know there was a difference.
This
this
is Slow
is-
Chemical.
This is by
Again,
far the best.
Remember, this
Kane.
is where TJ tuned out for a while.
This is the best Kane music there is.
I never knew there was a difference.
No
In any of
other
'em.
out the world is gone
Yeah, this song. This is the only one with lyrics. And I really wish when he came back, and remember his mask was all red on the last run of Kane with a mask. I wanted this song, and they gave us that other stupid version.
I did not know this. Yeah, okay, now I can tell the difference because, like you said, I didn't know there was lyrics.
Yeah.
All right.
This
going
one's
up
badass.
Against the number 12 seed.
Wow. Knowing you, I'm surprised this isn't higher.
Why? I love
I
Finger
thought you liked-
11's Slow Chemical.
I thought you liked Edge.
It's still on the list.
I know, but 13?
Not 13. It's 12. All right.
Still a double digit.
Number
For you, I'm surprised.
6, seed 6. The Chosen One.
Broken
Broken
Dreams.
Dreams.
the-
Drew McIntyre.
Yes, I absolutely loved when they played this at Clash of the Castle. This is his best song.
I don't hate
So
his
that's
new
what
one.
everybody
This
was
one's
making
better.
a big deal about.
It's
that Clash of the
literally a
Castle?
song about his career.
Well, no, like I didn't know this was Drew's song.
Oh.
Yeah, big time.
You're gonna love my
And-
next one.
When people said at Clash of the Castle they played Broken Dream, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
So I'm doing 2000s, so I have to bring Redacted into this. Whatever. Redacted. Chris Benoit. It sucks. Sucks what happened. It's still a freaking banger of a theme.
Did you see the video from a couple weeks ago where the guys that sing this song
Yeah, they said
were
screw it,
in
we're done
were,
not
were
playing it.
in Edmonton at a for their concert, and basically said they've had it long enough. Screw it, we're taking it back, and then they played it.
Yeah.
I love that for them. It's a good song. It's just
What happened happened.
who it's attached to.
Seed number 7. Mercy Drives Burn in My Light, Randy Orton. Seed 7.
Or is it CM Punk?
Oh yeah, that's right. He had it for one match,
This song was for Punk first, then they gave it to Randy.
which is funny because it's the other way around. We'll get to it. And then that is
Mhm.
going up against seed number 10. Again, another iconic theme from the 2000s. Shane O'Mac, Here Comes the Money.
Shane O'Mac. I'm kind of curious though if he ever shows up on the other show. Did he buy the rights to this song?
For probably an astronomical price. You guys ready
Maybe it was
for
part of
probably
his- maybe
the
it was part of
hardest
his
matchup,
deal.
at least in my opinion, the hardest matchup on my side?
You had it as your hardest matchup before you made your edit. After you made your edit, you made it easier for me, but for others, it'll be harder.
It's Randy Orton's first theme song.
What is this, 8 and 9?
This is 8 and 9. CM Punk, The Fire Burns. Kill switch engaged.
I don't really like it.
Good, because number 9's gonna be better.
Well, and here is number 9 from TNA. Once we get past the buffer. AJ Styles' TNA theme, Ready to Fly.
He may hate it, but I still love it.
Who hates it?
AJ does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's so tired of hearing it. He doesn't want to ever come out to it again.
Brian, out of TJ, myself, and Campigio, whose list is the hardest for you that you're going to have to go through?
All three are hard. It's just hard on different levels. I'm gonna go through all of them, of course.
I think the round 2 matchups are going to be the hardest, personally.
the round 1 matchups that we created are between all 4 brackets are very interesting. But yeah, like he said, it's when we get to that round of 32 and round of 16, it's just gonna get tighter and tighter and tighter. And then we're gonna crown a champion of the best theme song of the last 40 years.
I mean, I can tell you already, Ryan's moving. The 2010s are not moving to the finals. No way.
Well, if you're talking like that now, you picked the wrong theme songs.
No, I'm not going to beat an 80s, 90s song. It's never going to happen.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
You've got
the
the
80s,
golden
90s song.
era of wrestling versus the 2010s. I'm screwed.
You
That's like the same thing for Campigio. I don't think he's got a chance of beating you
You
in the
don't.
2000s.
I think I think 2020
I-
has like 3 or 4 bangers that could
I
wipe me out.
in my opinion, the 20s and the 2000s is going to be a tighter battle than the 90s and 2010s.
I agree.
I think we
But I
can all
still don't
agree on
think
that.
Campigio has a chance.
I think he
So
does.
it'll be fun. We're like we said, we're gonna do this on a week-to-week basis, round by round, so that we have a couple of weeks with Campigio. It's great to have him coming in and joining us for this topics. Again, it's something I've wanted to do for a while. I know I pushed it when we first started, and we're in September, and it's like, well, let's wait till March, and then we go to WrestleMania. Then we did our WrestleMania thing. So it's fun to get to this bracket as a kind of a thing to do, along with not just giving you guys our thoughts on current day product. I do want to touch on and TJ, thank you for making a reminder for me, or making the comment earlier to remind me. I got into a little bit of a TikTok ramblings with some guy that claims to be the real pro wrestling fan. And this week it was announced, the video was really fun to watch for me, that Lex Luger went into the Hall of Fame. Now, his point of view was that Lex Luger does not deserve to go into the Hall of Fame, the same reason Chris Benoit doesn't deserve to go into the Hall of Fame. Because he believes that Lex Luger is the guy. Basically, in his statement, the way his video was Lex Luger killed Elizabeth. Lex Luger shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of that, or any of the other bad things that he's done. He was a bad guy, nasty human being, all this other stuff. If that was the case, and I know he's not going to watch this. I even mentioned to him, he talked about, oh, well, the difference between me and him is he gets on social media and says what he has to say, and I don't. And I politely told him, I said, you can come check out our podcast on Sunday night. I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you.
Hey, how much of an idiot you are. I've known you for about 20 seconds. I already think that.
And I'm going to put it to you this way. If that was the case, and I told him this in a comment too, if that was the case, that because of quote unquote causing Miss Elizabeth's death, then guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin and any of the other ones that's ever been busted for domestic violence should be pulled from the Hall of Fame immediately. If that's his statement. Exactly. Lex Luger deserves a Hall of Fame for a lot of reasons. Number one, his in-ring stats alone. Lex Luger was not the greatest wrestler in the world. But in the 80s and 90s, you didn't have to be. You just had to have a look. I'm the biggest Hulk Hogan fan there is. And I'm telling you now, Hulk Hogan wasn't the greatest wrestler, but he had the best look. He had the best interviews. His promos were the best. What drew people to him was his electricity and excitement. Lex Luger was that of his era as well. He had a body like nobody else. He had friends in high places. He was friends with Sting. They put him in the Four Horsemen when the Horseman was the hottest. The man went on to win 5 WCW United States Championship title. Well, NWA, WCW United States Championships. 2 WCW World Championships, along with being one of only 4 that I can think of off the top of my head that pinned Hulk Hogan or made him submit. He's the only guy to make Hulk Hogan submit to win the World Heavyweight title. And then other ones in that boat will be the Ultimate Warrior pinned him, Sting pinned him, and Undertaker pinned him. That's it. Lex Luger.
Well, can I counter that smidgen? Didn't Piper technically make him submit? They just screwed Piper.
No. Lex Luger is the only guy to make Hulk Hogan submit to win the World Heavyweight title. Granted, that title reign was only a week long. Still, he did it. He was tag champs with Sting. He won the television title. Again, his in-ring work wasn't the best, but it did the job for what needed to be done. Was he an egotistical prick? yes, everybody will vouch that Lex Luger in the 80s and 90s was a prick, even himself. He was narcissistic to the full utmost degree. That's why Vince named him the narcissist when he came into WWE. His WWE run was lackluster. Why? I don't know. The Lex Express, the made in the USA gimmick, was very cool for the time, but it was probably about 2 years too late. The world was changing. It was 1993, 1994. The world was changing. We didn't need to have the American hero. Although Vince wanted a new Hogan and saw it in Lex Luger, not knowing that he had Bret Hart, not thinking about Bret Hart in that aspect. Luger slammed Yokozuna. First guy to do it. He gives Yoko all the credit in the world for that because he tells Yoko, I didn't have footing to do it. And look, Yoko says, don't worry about it. And he slammed himself. Luger takes no credit for that. He gives it all to Yoko. Luger's run with Yoko was great. He was all but there to win the title, and Yoko either got disqualified or counted out. They had him come out on TV as the WWF champion on an episode of Superstars to give everybody what the appeal would be of Lex Luger being the WWF champion. And if you watch that episode of Superstars, the crowd reacts pretty positively. But for some reason, Vince thought it didn't, and that's why they went with Bret at WrestleMania 10 and not Lex. Lex Luger and British Bulldog as a tag team, as called the Ally Powers. I'll tell you this, at my age of being 6, 7, 8 years old at that time, the Ally Powers was a cool tag team. You had a powerhouse in the Bulldog and a powerhouse in Lex Luger. It was fantastic to watch. He jumps to WCW after he agreed to stay in WWF, and he's on the first episode of Nitro. Now, that was the bridge that he burned with the WWF, because you gave him your word you were staying and you left. Goes to WCW, has his career, joins the NWO, has the relationship with Liz. Liz was bad for Lex. Lex was bad for Liz, is how that works. Sorry, but that's how it works. They both had drug problems. They both engaged in drugs together. Now, did Liz do enough to keep up with Lex? Probably. That happens probably about 80% of the time anyway. So if Lex can do this much and Liz thinks she can do that much when she's half or a quarter of the body weight, bad things are going to happen. It's not Lex's fault that Liz overdosed. That is Liz's responsibility. Was he a culprit? Was he a culprit?
I guess by this guy's logic, Jeff Hardy should never get into the Hall of Fame, right?
Exactly. But it's like, you can't blame a person for another person's death if they're not guilty of the death. And Lex is guilty for Elizabeth dying and takes full responsibility for it because he perpetrated the drugs. But it was Liz taking the drugs. Liz can get out of the situation. I'm not blaming the victim before anybody does any of that. I'm not blaming the victim. But you can't blame the culprit either in those situations when they're not clear-headed either. I've been there. I've dealt with drug addiction that way. I know what that's like. Lex Luger found Christ, reborn, and has been all but for at any promo, any interview, anything has been nothing but positive amidst his sins that he committed and asked for forgiveness, and the Lord gave it to him. So at that point, to the quote unquote real pro wrestling fan that is on TikTok running his mouth, at that point, your opinion or my opinion or TJ's opinion or AG's opinion doesn't mean sorry shit. He's asked for his forgiveness and he got his forgiveness. He's working to make himself a better man. He's admitting his sins and gonna go and is doing a fantastic job of spreading the word to the people around the world of being able to being able to replenish from your sins that you've created and following in a different world. Lex has done all that. Lex is now on a mission with DDP to walk again. on a regular basis. He can now stand up out of a chair. As you saw in the video, he stands up and hugs Cody Rhodes.
That was crazy.
That was the moment of that video where I got teary-eyed. Because I am a Lex Luger fan. Lex Luger was always one of my favorites from that era.
I mean, he was the main NWO foil when the 40 whatever weeks that they were the greatness.
I don't have it up here, but you guys know I have a WCW United States title. And the only signature I want on it is Lex Luger's. Because that's how cool I thought Lex Luger was. So Lex Luger getting the nod of the Hall of Fame is well deserved and should be well respected. Sorry, I wanted to go on that tangent. That dude really pissed me off yesterday to the point where I was ready to jump in one of his lives and just get TikTok banned because I didn't care anymore. People out here in this community claiming to be quote unquote real wrestling fans and claiming that they know everything of the inside and outside of the business and how things work.
Sounds like you're a Meltzer douchebag.
Number one, he's all AEW. WWE to him is the bottom of the earth. I'll get into that a whole different time. But I'm just letting this out here now. I'm how do I want to put this? I don't want to put this as a disrespectful to the guys that are in the business. I've started to dip my toe into the water of this business. I've worked with my friend for almost 2 years now, and he's allowing me to ring announce now. I respect what he does so much that I don't even consider myself a part of that group. I'm not in this business as a ring announcer. I don't get paid to do it because I don't want to get paid to do it because it's something I love to do. 2, when I ring announce, I don't even get in the wrestling ring to ring announce. And me and him had this discussion the other night at lunch. He's like, I noticed that. Why don't you do that? Because I haven't earned the right to get into the ring. I haven't earned the respect to step through those ropes. So if you want to sit back and talk on social media like you have, and we know you haven't, then your opinions don't matter. You're worthless at this point. When you bark your tribalistic voice that you have, that AEW is all this or WWE is all this, that's detrimental to everybody in the wrestling business. Us three here, we've tried to watch AEW. It's not our cup of tea.
I wish it was better.
Do I think the roster over there is good? Yes. Do I think the booking over there is good? No. So that's why I don't watch it. Because, and this is going to be a hardship for other IWC fans. On television, pro wrestling has to have a story. Independent wrestling doesn't need to have stories. But pro wrestling on television, you need stories to keep people entertained or they're going to leave. That's what happens. And I'm so sick of this tribalistic, well, you just hate AEW. No, I don't hate AEW. There's a lot of people over there I like. I love Dustin Rhodes. I love Wardlow. I don't mind MJF. I love Adam Cole. I don't like Will Ospreay. I don't like that group of wrestlers.
I mean, after his interview with Chris Van Fleet, I don't like him even more.
I don't like him because he doesn't know how to wrestle. He knows how to do gymnastics. He can't sell worth a shit. And that's why I don't like him.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, because he doesn't know how to tell a story. The reason he hates Triple H is because if he came here and had Triple H guide him for a year, he would be the greatest wrestler in wrestling. But he doesn't want that because he doesn't want to listen to anybody because he thinks he already knows everything. So you want to watch your flip-flop and fly and your no-sell stuff, you go right ahead. But you're not telling a story by doing that. And you're slapping in people's in the face from the years past that have put in the hard work. I love this saying said it best. I was watching 6 Feet Under, the Undertaker podcast, and he had Jake the Snake Roberts on there. One of the best interviews that Jake's had. And the Matt, that is Undertaker's co-host, asked Jake this simple question. What would it take for the DDT to be a finishing move again? you
What
want to know
about
what
a
his simple
super
answer
kick?
was? You know what his simple answer was? If people would sell it, it would be a finish again. So you need selling to get moves over. Instead of getting your stuff in, you should be concentrating on telling a story in the ring that makes sense. Not everybody can be He-Man. And I'm just so sick of hearing it from certain people that think they know things about this business that they're not even in. They're reading about it from 5 different dirt sheets and then coming up with an opinion on it. I read dirt sheets. I do look at dirt sheets. And I'll pull information from there after I've looked and found multiple sources that say the same thing. If they don't say the same thing, then when I say it on here, what do I say? Rumor has it. Because it's up until it's on there, it's a rumor. Do I follow along with the dirt sheets and agree with everything they say? No. I hate Dave Meltzer. I think Dave Meltzer is the worst thing that's ever happened to professional wrestling. Because what he does is he goes into a locker room, finds the guy that sits at catering and doesn't do anything, and then goes and gets answers from him. And of course, he's going to feed him anything he wants to feed him because, hell, he's not doing anything. What's it matter? It's not like he's going to Hunter and getting information because Hunter's made it clear that they're not giving them information. Vince's crew gave them information, but this Hunter regime is not giving Meltzer or Sapp or any of them any information on things, which I think is great. It should be. That's how kayfabe works.
I love how they're bringing it back.
I wish this for the IWC. Come up with your own opinions on things. Come up with your own creativity on things, on how you think things should be, and this place would be a lot better. But when you just copy what you see on a dirt sheet and say that that's the truth and that's what's going to be, you sound like an idiot. We have came up the last 3 weeks between the three of us coming up with different scenarios that could play out at WrestleMania. I don't have any idea what WrestleMania is going to look like.
No.
You don't have no clue yet what Cody and Cena are going to look like. You have no idea what's
match on each night. We don't know.
You have no idea what Rollins, Punk, and Roman's going to look like and how that's going to play out. You do know that Bianca and Io are a match as of now, like TJ said, but you don't know where Rhea plays in at that. We have done that the last 3 or 4 weeks where we've played that card of let's fantasy book. Where do we think this is going to go? Where do we think that's going to go? We're not giving you, when we give you that stuff, that's from us three. That's not from something we read in a dirt sheet. We're reading what we're watching what we see on television, and we're putting together in our eyes what would be a fun match to watch. If people did that more on these shows and other shows around the board, and even the wrestler people that get on TikTok and get on lives that aren't just live stream reacting, like I'll throw them out there, Santy and Wheezy, those live react shows are great. But the ones that get on here and start literally the wrestling fan guy literally spitting with facts. I jumped in a live once with him just to see what random shit he was talking about, and literally the screen was sopping wet because he was spitting all over his own phone. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And everybody's comments were about it, and he was just like, you have to deal with it. I'm on my lunch break, blah blah blah. AEW so great. WWE's they're just a bunch of liars. They lie about everything. Go do your research. They're horrible people. They're just horrible. It just gets so annoying. It's like you just want to throttle somebody. So I'm sorry for the rant. TJ, it's your fault. You're the one that reminded me about Hall of Fame.
Well, I didn't know you were going to go off at the tangent, but I don't mind it either. I don't mind it.
And I know we're over the 2-hour mark, and I don't want to be there either.
No, we're not.
Oh, good. Well, then, thumbs up. I'm glad Lex Luger's going into the Hall of Fame. Michelle McCool's going into the Hall of Fame. Triple H, I'm fantastic with. It's well-deserved. We didn't have to wait for that one. I've heard rumors that the Natural Disasters are possibly going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'm very, very happy for that. I am friends with Fred Ottman on Facebook. Tugboat Typhoon. Him and his wife, when they're both healthy, are very sociable to people on Facebook. I've had conversations with his wife a few times. So I'm all for them getting into the Hall of Fame. Sounds like Demolition has signed a new Legends deal with the WWE. I was hoping it was going to revolve in them getting put into the video game. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm also praying that that puts them into the Hall of Fame next year and puts them in next year's video game. I feel like the Legends contract should always have you're going to get put in the video game. I think everybody that signed that would be a very cool thing for WWE to do. Give me a roster of all the Legend contracted guys. It's bad enough I got to wait till November to get them on the DLCs. But
as
my
far
dive
as
shop's
your
over.
opinion on these people, if the guys that get in between the ropes every week are excited and happy that a guy like Lex Luger is getting to the Hall of Fame, everybody online should be too. And if they're not, that's a you problem. You need to
That's
take
a
a look in the
troll.
mirror. You need to take a look in the mirror and figure you out. Because the guys that get between the ropes every week for the last 30 years, obviously DDP's got to be over the moon about it. I'm sure there's others that are happy. I'm sure there's others that aren't. But knowing what Lex went through, this is just let him have the moment in the sun. You can't tell me we don't all wish Owen Hart's family would let him be put in there.
Well, and
get
the
those
same could be
rights.
said. The same could be said for Elizabeth. We all want her in the Hall of Fame, and I know the one he kept bringing up was China. China, by definition, technically is in the Hall of Fame as a member of DX. But why would you want to put? You got to think of it this way too. WWE Hall of Fame show is a business. They're selling tickets to the Hall of Fame, so you have to have people there being presented to the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, those people aren't with us. That's why they have that whole video package of the legacy ones that they put in. They're ones that we can't get interviews for because they've passed. China will go into that most likely by herself. I believe Elizabeth is already gone in that way. You're not going to get Benoit because of his case. You're not going to get Owen because of his wife. You're not going to get him in any parts of it. It's just the facts. That's the reality we have to live with. China by herself, yes, she should be in the Hall of Fame, but it's really hard to put anybody in the Hall of Fame and induct them in the Hall of Fame when you talk about all of what they've done, and there's pornographic videos of them. Granted, I mean, there's a lot of girls that have done Playboy. Are any of the ones that have done Playboy in the Hall of Fame?
That's a you question, not a me.
No.
Trish
None
Miller
of
did
the
it?
girls, none of the girls that have done Playboy are in the Hall of Fame. There's a reason.
Even so now, though, I think in this day and age, especially with Hunter now in kind of that control position, I could easily, like you said, see China going in.
Yeah, but China went in with her family. She went in with DX. Her sister gave them permission to add her into the DX, and Triple H talked directly to her during their Hall of Fame speech. What do you want them to do? Induct China in and just have her up on the screen and then nobody say anything?
Yeah, you'd have, I mean,
that makes no sense. Put her in with DX so that people can talk about her. She did 90% of her business with DX than she did by herself. She was only by herself for a year.
You have Jericho come talk about her?
She was in DX the whole time, and then she was in a year where she wasn't involved with anything DX. So it makes sense to put her in with DX. That way you're basically, pardon the pun, killing two birds with one stone. It makes sense. I don't understand why that's so hard to grasp for some people. And like I've said before, if you want to fantasy book things, go play 2K25. It's a great video game. Are we at the 2-hour mark yet?
No, but I'd rather close up.
I was just making sure I was closing before that, but I'm done. I've said the guru has spoken for the week, and I have.
Get off the soapbox.
I usually only get on the soapbox once a month, so here I did it the first week in March, so we don't have to do it the rest of March.
All right, everybody. Well, in the comment sections, and let us know Who's
Ooh,
moving on in your opinion?
time out. I just happened to check out the YouTube chat here. Sorry, James. I know he's one of the listeners. AJ, you kind of missed the ball.
Why?
How about Motorhead, Triple H?
I thought that was 99.
No. How about Evolution?
Nah, I don't.
Motorhead Evolution.
I like the game better, but Evolution's pretty good.
And
No,
then how about this one? And how about this one? Brock Lesnar.
No,
No.
not for me. If anything, the game is maybe 17.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The game should have been 2000. Should have been that right at the beginning of the year.
I really
If
can't believe
any-
you didn't have Brock in there,
if-
honestly.
If anything,
You got
if it
two
was
Randy
like,
Orton, one of which I didn't even know existed.
If you were at the very, very end of 1999, I probably would have let you slide with it.
TJ, both Randy Orton's theme songs are freaking fantastic.
Yeah, the
Not
first
better than
one,
Brock Lesnar.
the
Yes.
hey,
They both
Yeah,
love Brock Lesnar.
Your opinion, sure.
the first Randy Orton song with the fireworks coming down and walking through them, and then the hey and all that stuff. Yeah, they're two really good songs from the 2000s. But yeah, I'm the guru. Whatever way we're supposed to go, that's TJ.
We're the Brady Bunch.
Oh,
A bald
Jesus
guy
Christ.
The bald guy at the bottom's AJ, and Mike is sleeping. He's got to go to work early tomorrow.
Same.
All four of us will be back next week
We got to vote
Hey.
on round one.
at a reasonable time on Sunday night. But yeah, check out the show. Give us your thoughts. Give us your predictions on who should be moving on in the round 2. And it should be American made.
No.
Bye, everybody.
You need a vote from either him or
That-
Capizio.
dude, don't you gonna? Is this like a
What?
New Year, New You thing?
What? Oh, I'm supposed to yeet? No.
Oh, you're not yeeting
Maybe
no more?
maybe after Mania.
You've done yeeted out. So has everybody else in this world.
No, maybe after Mania.
We don't even talk about him anymore. Bye, everybody.